If the original UREI 1178 was invented in 2024, here is how it would look and sound like. Hello and welcome to the demonstrations of Z&H Designs 1178 stereo peak limiter. Thanks to our unique access to the remaining stock of discontinued electronic components, we are able to rebuild the original processing chain 100%. The legendary UREI 1178 was on the secret recipe of countless golden records for decades, and we are able to give you the same spacious and transparent texture, plus the capability to stay clean and go well with the music genres of today. On top of its sonic authenticity, we've added a sidechain high-pass filter, a mix knob between dry and wet signal, an onboard mid-side to left-right switch, as well as the separate attack and release controls for each channel, which not only turn this machine into actually 2 THEC compressors, but also give you more possibility in the mid-side mode. Inside our own commercial studio, we use this 1178 a lot on a mix bus, with a brutal 8 to 10 dB of compression and mix it back. Because the 1178 has such an effective and precise character, you're free to squeeze the sound as much as you like and just add this flavor back through the mix knob. You are going to find this sweet, sweet spot. Having all of that coupled with the high pass sidechain, your drums are going to sound deep and solid, and your high end will sound alive and wide. If you need an accurate compressor that handles high dynamics and cooks all genres, the Z&H 1178 is exactly what you're looking for. Let's take a closer look at its panel. On the left-hand side, you have the independent input, output, attack, and release for both channels. Like the original 1178, you turn clockwise for faster attack and release. Unlike the original 1178, the input and output knobs are each in 41 steps for better recall. You may need different attack and release settings when the 2 channels are compressing different mono sounds. And you can definitely get creative when you switch to the mid-side mode here. That adds a lot of depth and layers. To the right of the left-right mid-side switch, you've got a gain reduction switch. When you turn it off, all you get is that bit of coloring to your sound without any compression. Because it is a new build, the default sound would offer more clarity and space than a 30-year-old original. The next switch is between stereo and AB modes. In stereo mode, the 2 channels will be compressed the same way, and the parameters will follow the channel with more compression. In the AB mode, the 2 channels will not interfere with each other. Moving on to the right, the ratio selection supports all buttons in. When you use just one button, it will be an honest 4:1, 8:1, 12:1, or 20:1. When you combine more than one button, the compression will become severe. Meanwhile, some color and flavor will kick in. We'll let you hear that in the sound demo. Next, below the meters, we have a high-pass filter with 4 steps from 0 to 60, 120, and 180 Hz. It's a must-have for music production of today, and it can definitely help you win the loudness war. On the right-hand side of the panel, you can select how the meters behave. Most people would leave it at gain reduction, but we have preserved the plus 8 dB, plus 4 dB, and the switch between peak and average indications, which are exactly like the original. On the far right, below the power switch, we have the exciting mix knob. It's full analog with no delay or phasing problem at all, therefore doing a much better job than any software. We actually encourage you to go crazy with the compression and use this mix knob to add the result as a parallel makeup to your original signal. This goes much beyond how we use the original 1178, and the result is shockingly great. For those of you who are curious, here's the MPD 5566 FET transistor, along with other components that haven't been in production for decades. It means that we can't build an infinite amount of units this way, but there should be enough for all of you, hopefully. The power supply is again the time-tested linear PSU. Apart from being reliable and strong, it's the foundation of solid, noiseless, and premium sound quality. Okay, let's hear this modern-day 1178 in action. We shall begin with the usual stereo compression. I strongly recommend to turn both attack and release to the maximum for now. Like its vintage counterpart, It means the fastest attack and release will make the most sensitive setup. Now, let's get some compression. Now, slow down the release, and sustain is now being contained. The more compression on sustain, the clearer the sound. The less we compress the sustain, the more exciting and lively the sound. Gradually slow down the attack, and you can clearly hear how the transient is being handled. These drums sound like they're being played in a spacious room, but we totally cleaned it up by decreasing the release values. This classical 1178 design has a wide range of attack and release times for whatever dynamic style you are up to. What's even better, let's try the high-pass filter. It prevents those low-end energies from being compressed. With proper attack and release, we're going to shape the sound up. Well, that was a lot of fun, but let's not forget that the 1178 is also great at adding color to your sound. We can combine different ratios and make a lot of characteristics. Now let's turn the mix button down. The sweet spot. Every combination will deliver a unique colorization. You have to try it all for yourself. It's literally like a color palette. Okay, let's try something else.
To perdition's oratorio, to the rhythm of our self-imposed apocalypse. To perdition's oratorio, to the rhythm of our self-imposed apocalypse. To perdition's oratorio, to the rhythm of our self-imposed apocalypse. To perdition's oratorio.
Okay, it's time for a mix bus. Let's bring back the mix to 100% and maybe try something mild at around 3 dB. Great. Next, let's add some spice. It's so compressed on its own. Let's go parallel with the mix knob down. So the all buttons in won't be as wild as 1176, but it has that warmth with a sense of distortion and harmonics. Alright, another way of using our 1178, which is quite unique, is the full analog mid-side processing. This machine has an onboard mid-side encoder and decoder. If you want to elevate the low end of a vocal or lead, while preserving the reverb, the space, or the depth and smoothness of your high end, you've got to try the mid-side compression. This works like magic in ballad, R&B, gospel, bossa, and so on. Remember to also switch to AB so that we have independent mid-side controls. It begins with switching to the mid-side mode. Turn the mix down as well. Let's work on the mid first, so we can turn off the side for now. Add the mid gradually, use the sidechain and proper attack to make it more bouncy and alive with mild compression. We are ready to roll off the side, so let's use a slow attack to keep it smooth. Now to balance the mid and side. If we need more vibe and width, we can emphasize the side. If we need more power, we can use more mid.
Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho.
You get a bumping bass and a clear vocal. It can only be magic that all the space and reverb maintain a natural and accommodating tone. Now, how do you like that? If you wish to learn more, please visit our website at zhdesigns.audio, where we made the original demo sound available. You can also find other amazing gear in our Pro Audio lineup, along with some customization options. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.